I'm Chris Sanchez, and welcome to Sonoma Views, where we talk real estate, property management, restaurant reviews, and what's going on in Sonoma County. Thank you very much for being here. I really do appreciate it. This video is on a restaurant review, and I'm very excited. I'm very enthusiastic about this particular place because it's Luduka's Cafe. It's in Rohnert Park, and I'm excited about it because I never knew the place existed. I just happened to find it by accident, by mistake, and coincidentally, I found it while I was on Facebook. So I have to give him credit, give him props to the business for one, being on social media, because it's just you could get a lot of awareness and exposure there. But what's interesting is that it wasn't sort of a paid advertising or anything. I think I just was in one of the groups and I happened to stumble across it. And being in Rohnert Park, I thought I had seen all the places that are Mexican restaurants, and apparently not. And I just never heard of the place. And usually you hear about good places by word of mouth. So I'm going to give this review. This is my opinion, my review, based on my experience. But I've also gone a total of 3 times now. So I found it once, I went by, and I've gone back 2 other times. So I'm basing the review based on my experience at different times and different days, different times. I'll start with the negative side. The downside is the signage is just not good in front. It's hard to find the place. They have a beautiful sign. It's elegant, but the font, it's really thin. It's sort of script, and it has the name. And by the way, the name itself, if I told you Luduka's Cafe, you would probably not envision. I'm just adjusting this a little bit. I'm in the office here. You might not envision that it's a Mexican restaurant, specifically Oaxaca, part of Mexico, Oaxaca cuisine, and with Oaxaca, California mixed. I went with one of my buddies, one of my associates, and I invited him for lunch. And I said, meet me at this new place I found. It's Luduka's Cafe. Same feedback. He saw cafe. He wasn't expecting a Mexican restaurant, let alone amazing food. So I'll get to the good part in just a moment. By the way, I already put this on Facebook, and I put the photos down, and now the friends on Facebook had wanted to see this review. So here I am, here we are, getting it done. So first of all, the name Luduka's Cafe, I don't know what it means or who it is. So the word cafe is sort of not necessarily misleading, but you may not get the impression that it's a Mexican restaurant or know that it exists. One, I am out and about all the time, and I'm always looking for particularly the hidden gems or the hole in the wall that you might just overlook, but unless you actually go inside, you wouldn't know how great a place can be. Well, I'm that guy. I'll take the punches and I'll spend the money, and I'll go check them out. Not only for myself, but if there's benefit and value to you, you might find a place, your new favorite spot. Who knows? Or you may find out the next place that you've been thinking about going, but you might want to avoid. And my ratings are going to be just very simple. I'll give you my personal experience though. So this place, it's what brought my attention is, so I found it on Facebook. I saw photos. The food looked amazing. The interior decor, it looked really nice. And I was impressed. I'm like, I want to go see this place. I've never heard about it. And then what really intrigued me, here's the part that really, really got me. I saw that it was in Rohnert Park. I saw that it was on Snyder Lane. And then I started scratching my head like, where on Snyder Lane? I can't picture this. I've never seen this place before. Hey, I just can't picture it because I'm up Southwest Boulevard. I'm on Snyder all the time, going to M section. I'm all around Rohnert Park almost daily. So I couldn't figure out where it was. And then it's near the Southwest Boulevard and Snyder Lane, which is sort of across the street from the high school. And I figured it must be in there, but I've never seen it. Here's the kicker. Right next door is Sonoma Sourdough. They're a sandwich shop. They used to be Michael's Sourdough. And since they've opened, I've been going there, and it's been years now, I believe, at least a few years since they've been there, and I go get sandwiches there. I've also been to the liquor stores. There's 2 right there. I've been inside both of those mini marts. Never knew this place existed, and it's a place that I go pretty frequently, usually once a week. Probably about once a week, I'll go and get a sandwich from Michael Sourdough. And this is right next door. I never saw it. So just goes to show you, if there was a big, prominent sign that said Taco Tuesday or Dollar Tacos, which they do have on Tuesdays, or Oaxaca cuisine, the signs are there, but it's easy to overlook. One, the sign is up high, so it doesn't compete with the mini market, bold signage that they have. And it's sort of thin script. The way that they have it out, it's elegant, but it's just not bold. It wasn't eye-catching, so I never knew the place existed. I just happened to stumble on it on Facebook, not physically when I go get sandwiches. So I've already been back total 3 times, and which is cool because now I could go get a sandwich, or I could go get a burrito, or maybe tacos next time. I'm going to try those. Those are next on my list, so I will be going back. All right. So that was the negative. One, the front signage, you would not realize that it even exists. And then also, as you come in, it's the layout of the space. It is spacious, so there is room, which is nice. But as you come in, they don't have any clear signage. When I walked in, I didn't know if it's sit down and it's table service. Waiter, waitress is going to come out, so sit down, take an order. There is a bar, and then there's a cashier, and then there's a soda machine, the fountain drinks. I believe those soda machines are just too close to the cashier, so you're right there, and then you have the soda machine here. It's awkward. It wasn't opening and inviting, and then there was no clear signage such as order here, pick up here, like you would find in a Starbucks, or even next door in the sourdough shop. They have you order as you walk in at the back of the counter, and they have a big clear sign, order here. So the layout was not very clear to the first time guest, which I was. But I went in, and when I went, it was later in the afternoon. The first time I stopped by, it was probably 2:30 or 3 p.m. So it was a slow time. The lunch rush had been done, so I really got to look around the place. I asked for paper menus to take out. They did not have menus. They are not open on Mondays as of recently, as of last week. This week, they were not open on Mondays. So I did go on a Monday to check it out, and they were closed. So I had to go back again. And then on the business card that I received at the counter, it says open daily. So there's a conflict there between their actual hours and what they have on the card. The staff, hardworking, friendly staff. They have a young lady in there, probably early 20s. And she was very friendly, speaks bilingual English and Spanish. So she was very great. I could tell that it looks like it's a family-owned business. And my heart goes out to them because also, years ago, about 10 years ago, my dad and my stepmom, I come from a family where we also had a small family restaurant in Rohnert Park, also on Southwest Boulevard. If you guys remember, Malecon on Southwest Boulevard in Rohnert Park. So I got to work in and experience that, having a great business and a great restaurant with excellent food, but inside of a shopping center that you would never know it was there. So it's actually a destination point. You have to know it exists and go there on purpose. You don't find it by accident, and that's what I see in Luduka's Cafe. The food, and especially because it's Oaxaca, that's where my family's from. So I had a special interest in going to check it out. So, all right, getting on to the burrito that I got, it was simply amazing. Going to so many different places throughout Sonoma County, and I've been here in Sonoma County since the 80s, practically my full life. Recently I started trying other places because we all get into this, a lot of people, I would say, get into a routine. You have your go-to places, and I wanted to venture out, explore, and see what else is available. So I went to a number of restaurants in Rohnert Park, been trying to focus here. And then this one it came on my radar, so I had to go check it out. I had one of the best burritos by far, and I already put the photos on Facebook, so that's where this video is coming from. And I want to tell you a little bit about now that I told you the experience, I'm going to get into it, tell you about the burrito itself and what made it extra special. It is not cheap. It was a $10 burrito. Okay, by the time you add tax, and this is just on takeout with no tip, $10.88, I believe, just under $10.90. So you're into it for $11 for a really good solid burrito. It was not greasy, which is good. It wasn't taqueria style. It was. It took time. So the first time I went in there, I waited for my order, and it took time. So that was a good sign. It was not fast food. I know it's not greasy. I did not get the anticipation that it was going to be the leftover chopped up carne asada on the griddle. It wasn't like that at all. And So I asked for a carne asada super burrito. That's what I ordered, and I'm pleasantly surprised because I've tasted so many others. This one came with whole beans. Some places do refried beans. So whole beans. I got the rice. The rice is amazing. I was describing this to Veronica. My we're going. I was telling her about it because she hasn't been there yet, and I haven't taken her one. I said, "Baby, this tastes like if you sat down at Grandma's house, or you're sitting down as a home cooked meal, and they actually gave you a serving, a dinner plate. Really good rice, flavorful rice, and I love making rice, and I call it perfect rice. So I compare it to my own. Super flavorful rice in itself. It was well cooked. It was not fluffy. Some of them, they just, you go to some places where you could taste that it's cooked on volume, that they do such a large volume that it loses the taste because they're doing based on quantity versus quality. Well, this place, it took a little bit longer, so it was not fast food, but I really appreciated that because the rice itself was amazing, and the beans itself were amazing. So it really did taste like if I would have ordered an entree, a dinner plate, carne asada, which is the steak with the side of rice and a side of beans, and you took all these items and just put them together in a tortilla. Yes, I'm excited. I loved it. So we had not only the meat itself, the steak, it tasted, I wasn't in the kitchen, I didn't see the preparation, but it tasted like if they had gotten a fresh piece of meat, literally cooked it, grilled it, and then cut it up. So it did not taste like you would get at Farolito or some of the other places that are more like taquerias, okay, where you would expect just faster, and they just keep the meats going on there until the next person orders. So this, to me, it tasted like fresh steak, grilled and then cut up, and it was very fresh. Avocado, rice, cheese, sour cream, the salsa that they put in there, a pico de gallo, and then along with it, I received a side of chips. The chips were okay, not my favorite, but I was impressed that they gave both a red and a green salsa with it, and that was in my takeout order. So one day or 2 days, I brought it back to the office. So I generally end up eating in the office. And then another day I went with one of my buddies, and we sat down and we actually had the tableside service. So order at the bar, they bring it out to the table. Great service, leftover tip. So that ends up, racking up your bill a little bit. But once it was served on a plate, I was able to eat it with fork and a knife, and then pour salsa on top. And it was amazing. And my buddy Andrew, who went with me, goes, "Wow, you're right, this is delicious." So, and I've already told a number of people about it. So hopefully somebody watches this video, somebody makes a decision to go try it out. I just will tell you, it is pricey. It's on the higher end. It's $10. And then if you look at the rest of their menu, which is very impressive, I have not tried the other entrees. They have full dinner entrees, and the menu looks amazing. So I can't wait to go back and actually go back with the family and have a dinner there and sit down. So, and I got feedback from one other person who had been there for breakfast. They went with the family, and they had a pretty big bill. So, but the food was good enough that they want to go back. That's my review. I hope this is helpful. I hope you found benefit or value in one way or another. And this is on Sonoma Views. You could go directly by going to sonomaviews.com, and that'll take you to the YouTube channel. And wherever you're watching this, whether it be Facebook or YouTube, if you'd like to receive future videos and stay tuned not only to restaurant reviews, but also real estate and property management, you come to the right place. Thanks for watching.